name is Emily Chang, and I'm currently a designer at Xuexue Institute as a visual designer. I've been working with the company for about 8 months now, and I studied visual communication design in University of Washington. So I wanted to become a designer because I've always been interested in the beautiful things, and I just really enjoy creating them. So in that sense, I kind of know that I wanted to study it, but I didn't really know what design was until I actually started in bachelor's. So it was then I realized that design is just beyond beautiful things, and there's actually a lot more that you can do with it. So that's how I find my career in design discipline. So I chose this path because, as I said, I realized that it's beyond a lot of beautiful things, and I really believe that with design we can make an impact. Which kind of leads me where I am right now. I'm currently studying. So I'm really interested in design, which leads me to where I am right now. I'm currently studying at Royal College of Art doing a service design program, because I think beyond the visuals and graphics, I'm also interested in the user research aspect and finding out more rationale behind why am I designing for certain things. So I believe that through service design and with a lot of ethnography research and interviews and even co-creation workshops, I can actually kind of direct my designs more towards the needs of the users. So the main differences between a design student versus a full-time just designers, I think it's about having more control and being able to choose the projects that you really like to work on. If you're working, you kind of work for the clients and a lot of restrictions, and maybe you have to report back to your boss, whereas as a design student you have more freedom of creativity, and I think you gain more sense of ownership in that sense, because you feel like this is your project and you really strive to make the best out of it. Not to say that when I'm working I'm not like putting my best effort, but you know what I mean. So to be honest, I've never really, like in my younger age, I've never really pictured myself as a designer. Constantly I keep on changing what I wanted to be when I grow up. I think it was just kind of the interest that I have because I'm really interested in many different areas, and I think as a designer it allows me to explore and constantly learning new things. That's what I like about being a designer. Being a designer and living in London, I think it definitely inspires me a lot. I did my undergrad in the States, but I think back then, because maybe I wasn't mature enough, I was like mainly focusing on school, whereas now I kind of like find the balance. So I do spend a lot of time wandering around the city, and that's how I get inspired, sometimes just by like people watching or like talking to different people. So I think London is definitely a great place to be if you're a designer. Lots of interesting things going on every single weekend, and very many talented people. Yeah, I feel very excited to be here. As for working for international companies, I think definitely you can learn a lot because there's more of a structure and systems within the company. But at the same time, you realize that to get the idea across, or like to actually deliver an implementation, you actually go through many different steps. And for that, maybe sometimes the process takes really long time, or you don't get full control from conceptualizing to final execution. So there are probably some sacrifices that need to be made So I would say those are probably like the downsides for working in an international company. But definitely in big corporates, you see more structures within the organizations, and I think those are good things that you could learn. So in my free time, what do I usually do? I think, to be honest, I don't really think I have a lot of free time. I constantly fit too many things on my plate that I just need to get it done. So if I really do have free time, sometimes I just like to, wander in a cafe and sit there, read a book, or just chill. Sometimes I enjoy like a good movie. So that's what I do normally during the free time. I don't really go out much. But if I do have longer breaks, I do like to travel. So that's one thing I would do on my free time. I would definitely continue to become a designer. I am working my way and trying to become better and better each day. The reason why, it's just because I feel like even though this job does take up a lot of your energy, but at the same time, that's what continues to, inspire you, and you keep on wanting to do better. So I really enjoy doing that, and I cannot see myself doing anything else other than that. Okay, so the last question, working in big company. I think the difficulty in working in big companies, as I said, it's hard for you to have full control from the beginning ideation till the final implementation, because you're probably only doing one part of the entire project. So I think that would be the most challenging part, working in a big company. And also it's just about the types of people that you deal with in the end, because the bigger company it is, the more people you interact with, and you